Hey, what is up everybody? Jersey Josh coming to you with another video. I know it's been a long time since I shot a video, I'm sorry. Just been so busy lately, it's crazy. A lot of riding, a lot of work, business, photography, but I figured since I've done the last video with you guys, I've used a lot of products lately. Thought it would be cool to give you some quick reviews of some of my favorite things, some things that's been working out for me, some things I like. Yeah, so let's get to it. So generally when I ride, I usually have been using I guess you pronounce this USWE. I'm not sure, I've heard it different ways, but the USWE hydration pack. This is the airborne 9-liter version. And this was great, you know, it has a big 3-liter bladder inside. It's got 2 compartments. You can carry a lot of stuff with it. But you know, I have a whole ton of array of tools and bolts and everything in the pack in the back. And you know, obviously you got your insulated sip tube here. But what I realize is as I've been riding a lot and I'm getting faster and doing jumps and stuff like that, bigger jumps, I don't like having something like this or any kind of backpack really stuck in my back. It's heavy, and even this is supposed to be the no bounce thing. That's their slogan, no bounce, no monkey on your back, no bounce. It still does move. You know, let's be honest, you hit a big jump and it's got a water in it, this thing's moving, it's jostling around. And another problem I have with this is I wear the Leat 4.5 chest protector, as probably many of you do. It's one of the most popular ones you see out there. But when I wear this with that, it tends to irritate my neck. It like pushes into my neck. This causes the chest protector to dig into my neck, and I don't like that. It's very uncomfortable. So what am I gonna do other than that? So my first thought was I've been using these, I think they're 8-ounce collapsible water bottles, got them off Amazon. And what I was doing, I was just taking one, sticking it in my pocket and riding with it. Sometimes I'd wear jeans riding, sometimes Moto pants, but if I was wearing my Moto pants for like an after work ride, I'd take one of these 8-ounce things, fill up the water, stick it in my pocket, it'd be fine. Normally I chew gum and I don't drink a lot when I ride in the cooler months. But as soon as summer starts to hit, you get really thirsty, you absolutely have to have water. If you're riding hard, you get dehydrated. And these little 8-ounce guys were not cutting it, so I needed another option. Big kid on a scooter riding by, very loud. So what I did is I went on Amazon and I ordered a bunch of waist packs because I think, you know, this would probably be a better option. Fanny packs, if you want to call them. I'm not calling them fanny packs because they're not sitting in the front, they're sitting in the back. I settled on the USWE. I forget what the model of this is called, but this thing is awesome. I absolutely love it. Basically what it does, it just goes around your waist, clips right in, right? And then you got your water bottle, and what this does, your water tube, what this does, it goes over here, and usually there's a clip and a magnet, and it clips right in to the magnet I have right here. And you just ride like this. You want a drink, you just pop it off, pop, spawn. You could put up to 33 ounces of water in the bladder in the back and a bunch of tools, your phone, whatever. 33 ounces of water, it's enough by me. That I don't usually ever drink more than that. So it's an awesome option. Now, the only problem is I was riding a buddy's bike. He got a new CRF 450. You know, I was hitting some big jumps on it the other day. And this thing somehow came loose, dangled down, and I guess it got caught in the wheel, ripped the tube right out of the hydro pack. And when that happened, 33 ounces of ice cold water immediately ran down the crack of my butt, soaked all my pants, my leggings, right into my boots. Very unpleasant. So I went back, got this, you know, picked it up. The whole thing was like ripped apart, but I was able to salvage it. What I ended up doing was putting it back together, and instead of clipping it to the magnet, I'm just gonna tuck it in the belt now. Instead of using the magnet, I'm just gonna go like this, stick it right through the belt like that, and just ride like that. Because this way, if it gets ripped out, I'll feel it. And it's not gonna fall out here. You know, obviously it's not as easy to just unclip it from the magnet and put it in your mouth. But you don't feel it, I don't mind it. So you know, it's not a big deal. I highly recommend this thing. Super comfortable. You really, like I said, you really don't feel like getting in. It's got this padding in the back, wraps right around, fits right to your body. Also, just so you know what I carry in this besides the water, there's a front pack here, front panel. I carry about 10 zip ties because you never know when you're going to need a zip tie. Everybody always needs a zip tie when we're out on a ride, apparently. A utility knife, quick flip out. Utility knife, I'll show you this. I love these things, they're from Cobalt. And you could just, they're really easy, quick change, but carry one of those. And then I carry a little mini ratchet. You can see this here. It's a little Cobalt ratchet. It's got a side for sockets, and then it's got a side for your little different various heads. And this is the ones I carry right here. Star nuts, Allen's, Phillips, and a regular flathead that basically covers every size and range of the things I need to fix my bike quickly on the fly on the trail. And this is a little extension adapter, and I use this all the time. If I crash or fall, my handguards come loose, tighten them up. Something else comes loose, got to tighten it up. Yeah, these things come in super handy. All right, so then the second thing I wanted to show you are my glove choice. I have bought so many pairs of gloves over the past couple of years. A lot, probably 15, 20 different pairs, different brands. I've tried them out. What I've actually settled on are the Fox Airline gloves for warmer weather. These are absolutely my favorites. They have the Clarino palm, which is nice and perforated. It's got a, there's no closure clasp, so all you do is you put your hands in, pull it on, and you're good to go. It's a perfect, nice, stretchy fit. Good silicone grip right here. You know, nice and airy. They just feel super comfortable. They have these little silicone grips in the tips of the fingers, just for a little extra tactile feel. And of all the gloves I've tried, these are far and away the best gloves for using a touchscreen and using your phone. Easily, hands down, no other glove I've tried even comes close to the Fox. Actually, the whole Fox line of gloves, really. I don't know what they do in the fingertips to make these gloves work so well on a touchscreen, but they work better than 100%, better than Fly Racing, easily. And they're just so much more comfortable than those other brands. They don't last a terribly long time. You might get a couple hard months of riding out of them. Although I will say, it's not terrible because I've done a lot of trail cutting in these gloves where I was using these gloves to rip branches and carry logs and just getting them totally dirty. And they've held up pretty decent. I mean, for like $25 on eBay, you can't beat them. But this is for, so this is for warm weather. Now for cold weather, I also have to go with the same Fox, the Legion off-road glove. This glove has a solid Clarino palm, same Clarino, but it's got the insulation on top. And I used to always wear the 100% Brisker gloves, but after trying these out, I like them actually much better than the Briskers. One of the problems with the Briskers was that the extra large were too small and the double extra large were just too big. There was like no happy medium with the 100% Briskers. These, the double XL, it's just a great, perfect fit. Same great touch screen. They keep your hands actually pretty warm. I mean, if you're going to be blasting down the road 60 miles an hour for an extended period of time, yeah, obviously with any glove, your hand's going to get cold no matter what the glove is. But for the majority of riding, these Legion off-roads are my favorite. I'll show you what they look like closer up. Geez, so much noise. Every time I hit the record button, there's like Amazon trucks backing up, kids fighting. Waving to my neighbors. Oh, so the next random thing on my review list that I've been using a lot and love is the app I use for GPS, trails, tracking, OnX Off-Road app. I don't know if I've talked about this before, but this app is awesome. You can basically track all your rides, color code them, pattern them, and download all the offline maps, everything you want to do to make your ride easier and help you understand the areas you're riding in. Using this app has really helped me learned so many trails and woods, and it's made it so much better. I don't know what I would do, especially what I would have done without it in the beginning, trying to learn the woods. So while using that app on my bike, basically what I use is an old iPhone. I think it's an iPhone 10 that my daughter gave me. Still works perfectly fine. I have it in a battery case, so if I need extra run time, I just click the button and it just charges the phone as I'm riding, because I don't like to hook it up to my bike's batteries. I just like to have it totally independent, so I have the phone in a battery case. I used to use a different type of phone mount on the bike. It was the TAC 4 mount, but I was having problems with that. It fell off a couple times, and that thing is sharp, and sometimes you can hit it and scratch yourself. So what I switched to, I've gone with the quad lock system. You've probably all heard about it, but the quad lock system makes it so much easier actually, and it's just so much less of a hassle. I got the universal adapter that I just glued to the back of this case. And then I got the bike mount, the mountain bike mount, and I'll show you a close-up of it. And it makes it really easy to just clip it on your bike, clip it off the bike, no hassle. I don't have to deal with the rubber mesh stretching it and trying to get it to attach the phone and then worrying about the phone's gonna fly off. It's not like this is bulletproof. I did crash this weekend and the phone did come off, but it didn't break anything. It just clips right back on fine. But it was a pretty hard crash, so, you know. One thing I will say though, the tape that attaches to your phone case that comes on the universal adapter mount was not strong enough. Actually, it wasn't even tacky enough at all. It didn't really stick. So what I did is I went to Lowe's, got some Gorilla Tape, and used that, and the Gorilla Tape is like cement, the 30-pound test. It's not coming off. So that's a great option if you're gonna use a phone to learn trails, navigate, whatever you wanna do. You can actually even share these rides too, so great other feature. And yeah, on to the next thing. All right, so the next thing on my favorite gear list, helmets. And I know I could do like a entire video on any one of these things I'm talking to you about right here, but you know, I haven't done a video in a long time, so I just wanted to give you a quick overview. So I've also tried on a lot of helmets. I bought a lot of different helmets, returned a lot of different helmets. I'm sure Amazon's thrilled with me. My favorite helmets are the Fly Racing Formula helmets. These are the carbon versions, and I wear a size medium large, which, you know, like this one's a medium, this one's a large. They're actually the same exact shell size. It just depends on the size of the padding inside. So just for you guys to know. It took me a while to figure that out. I had to even ask the manufacturer. They were the only ones that give me a good answer. But yeah, these helmets are, man, they're super comfortable, very airy. They've got a ton of different ports on them. Very lightweight, obviously. They're 12K carbon, so you know, they should be lightweight. You know, these helmets are awesome. What I specifically do to my helmets, I'm gonna show you this. I hate D-rings. I don't like fumbling around the D-ring, taking it off, trying to take it on, get it in. Hate them. I actually put magnetic fid locks on my helmets. So what I do is I cut the straps, and there's these little 1-inch fid locks. As you can see here, it's like this, and it's got this clip here. And these things make it so much easier, and it's just fast just to clip your helmet on. So basically you put your helmet on, this goes right up here like this and just clips, boom. That's not going anywhere. It is clipped in and it is solid. When you're done, you want to take your helmet off, all you gotta do is pull this thing, that's it. It just pops right off and it's not going anywhere. So I highly recommend these fid locks. You can buy them on Amazon. I think they're like under $10 for one of these. I have put them on both my helmets. It's not hard. It's a simple little job to do. And then I just cut the excess off, burn it with a little, a little lighter to just keep the ends from fraying. And I think it's a great option. As far as goggles, I prefer the Fox View goggles. Fox View goggles have the widest frame of view in my opinion. I've also tried, of all the products I talk about, I've tried them all. I've bought them, tried them on the store, bought them, returned them, helmets. Fox View goggles are my favorites, and as well as the 100% Armegas, they're also probably my number 2. I usually keep these and wear this helmet for daytime riding with the tinted lens. I prefer a clear lens if I know it's going to get darker out, because it gets really hard to see in the woods. The woods get dark fast under all the trees, and it's harder to see if you have any kind of tinted lens on your goggles. But yeah, the 100% Omegas, they're both very good goggles, highly vented. They don't fog up that much. I like to wash them, to keep them clean. They're expensive, I'm not gonna lie, they're not cheap. You can find a good deal probably on eBay on one. But as far as helmets and goggles, those are my top choices. So some of you may remember, not this past December, the December before, I had a crash, broke my leg in the woods by myself, blah, blah, blah. Sucked. Didn't want that to happen again, so I said, man, I gotta get some knee braces. And I did a lot of research trying to figure out which knee braces to find. There's a lot to choose from. My things where I wanted one that was low profile, one that was comfortable, and one that had the most protection. And from what I could tell, everybody's opinions and all the reviews I've read, it was the Mobius X8s. These are the ones I've settled on. These are a really comfortable knee brace. Lots of good thick padding inside. Once you wear them and put them on, start riding, you really don't notice them. They're just part of your ride, part of your bike. It just becomes common practice. I will not ride without these. If I leave the house, I'm 20 minutes from the house, and I know that I forgot these at home, I would turn around, go back and get them, come back. My knees are just something I do not want to risk anymore. I mean, not that these are going to stop every injury, any kind of rotational hit or strike. There's not a knee brace on the planet that's going to stop that from jacking your knee up. And ask me how I know, because I've tested it out. I hope they're going to stop hyperextension. Thankfully, I haven't had to worry about it yet. I haven't really tested that, but hyperextension, But at the very least, if you don't think it's going to work with anything like that, the one thing I love about these knee braces is they've got the most overall coverage of all the braces out there, from side all the way around. I mean, it's basically covering the whole front in hard plastic. As where a lot of the braces, there's big gaps and there's like not as much covering, but this is gonna give you the most covering. So if I had these on when I had my accident hit the tree, this part here would have saved the one side, and that giant gash I got, it just took a chunk of flesh out of my leg. At the very minimum, this would have saved that, if not saving my knee from breaking. I've worn these two different ways. One, sometimes like with these jeans like this, I'll wear them over the jean and then just put a Thor knee sleeve over top of it, just to kind of keep it clean. I've done that a lot, but lately I've kind of shied away from that. I'm going back to my Moto pants. And that's another thing. Man, I've tried a lot of MX pants, and man, so many of them do not fit over these knee braces, or especially the bigger knee braces. They just don't fit. They're not comfortable. You can't bend your knees. You can't do what you got to do. So that's why for so long I was wearing the jeans, these super stretchy Banana Republic Luxe jeans, which are super comfortable, by the way. But I said, I need to go back to an MX pant for, the butt coverage and just, so I like having the leather to grip the bike with, which you don't get with wearing these over top of any kind of pant. And I'll show you the pants I use. These are the Fly Racing light pants. There's the Fly Racing Light SC, Light Hydrogen, they're all kind of the same, but they're the Fly Racing Light, L-I-T-E. I'm a 32, 33, 34, depending on the pant and jeans. I buy these in a size 34. They're pretty tight fitting, so, just as a heads up, but of all the pants I've tried, these pants are the most comfortable. They are stretch everywhere. As you can see, the whole pant, except for the butt pad area and the inner knee, the knee pads, pretty much everything else is stretch, super airy. When you're riding down the road on the bike, you get all the air flowing through them. So especially in hot weather, these are awesome. So yeah, these are super comfortable. They don't inhibit the bending in any way. It enables you to be free on the bike, move around. The only negative with these pants is that they tear easily. So if you're gonna go bushwhacking through some heavy bush and you tend to like rip pants, these are definitely not the pants you want to wear for that type of activity. Yeah, I've ripped 2 pair wide open so far. This is my 3rd pair. So I'm actually trying to sew the 2nd pair and still use them, but the 1st pair I just completely demolished after like months of riding in them. So I've also recently purchased the Liat 5.5 IKS pants. They're supposed to be pants specifically for knee braces. They're going to be delivered tomorrow. They have a much thicker stretch material than these do. They're a little heavier, obviously, but they're kind of specifically made to keep your knee braces up, which I don't have a problem with these Mobius. They don't fall down as long as you put them on right. And by the way, you have to put them on while you're sitting down. Do not stand up. You have to put them on while your knee is bent at a 90-degree angle. If you put them on while your knee is bent at a 90-degree angle, they will be comfortable and they will not fall down. I've even hiked miles with these knee braces on, cut trail, pushed my bike a ways when the battery died, and they weren't really a hindrance. It's not bad. So last but not least, you got your boots. Boots are basically the #2 most important thing behind the helmet you gotta wear when you're on a bike. I've been using these Alpine Star Tech 7s for quite a while now. These are big, 2 years old. I've put these boots through hell, pretty much. They've been dunked, they've been soaked, they've been scraped. The soles are pretty much worn through on both of them, especially the right boot. I've torn that one on foot pegs. But these are the Dry-Star version. These are the ones that are waterproof, so you can go pretty much up to here and not get water in them, which has been super handy so many times. But after so many years of ripping and tearing and wearing the bottoms, water is starting to get in them now. I've got a little wet this Saturday after smashing through like 100 puddles. So it is what it is. I actually have a brand new pair of these sitting over here, so I'm just kind of getting the last little bit of left of life out of these that I can before I ditch them and just go with a brand new pair. But as far as boots go, these are super comfortable. It's probably one of the most comfortable pieces of footwear I own, to be honest with you. My foot fits perfect in them. It's almost like wearing a regular, compared to other boots I've tried on, these are way more comfortable than the Fox Instincts I've tried. And I don't know if it was just a defective pair of Fox Instincts, but those things were painful, actually. Like I said, could have just been a one-off bad boot. I'd maybe give it another pair a shot, but I like these. I see no reason to use any other boot. I know people use the Cities, the SG12s. I don't like the look of those at all. I think they're even shoveling horse manure in those things. Style matters a little bit to me out in the woods. But also, these have saved my foot many times from getting crushed, getting hit by stumps, getting smashed between the pegs in a log. You name it. If I didn't wear these boots, I probably wouldn't have any feet right now. It's very important to have a good pair of boots when you're out riding dirt bikes. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching my videos. If you have any questions about any of my recommendations that I've had today, feel free to leave me comments. As you know, I pretty much respond to most of my comments. If it's just a triple repeat comment, it may not respond. Read the comments first. But I know there's a million other things I could review that I use all the time. These were just some of my top things that I just felt like it'd be cool to talk about. Hopefully that helped you out. And hey, have a nice ride.